Depending on your need, you may not necessarily need a brand name tool. I'll explain more right after this. I'm Rick, and this shut the heck up, you stinking roosters. Now for your sanity. This is The Shack. Hello and welcome back to The Shack. Depending on your need, personally, I don't think you need to necessarily have a brand name tool. If it's something you're going to use on occasion, I think a lesser brand fits that need perfectly. Case in point, what I'm going to be discussing today. I had to redo this part of the video only because the tool that I purchased, once we got it together and I was about ready to turn it on to show you, I found something wrong with it. So I actually had to go back today and return it to get another one. What I'm going to be talking about is my grinder. It's an all trades grinder. I don't remember where I got it from, but I've had it over 20 years. Didn't pay that much for it. So it's lasted and it's been a good grinder, bench grinder. So I'm going to show you that and show you the problem I'm having with it, and then we're going to talk about what I'm going to be replacing it with. Dirty. This is, I don't know if I guess the number is still on there. This is an old all-trade. This is model 1973-G6. It's a 6-inch bench grinder, half horse, all ball bearing. The problem is it doesn't start anymore. I literally have to try to spin it to get it to go. And on occasion when I've done that, I've cut my finger down here and it hurts like a dickens, man. So let me plug it in and I'll show you. I think it's off right now. Yeah, it's off. So nothing. Come on. There it goes. And that's it. It just doesn't do what it needs to do anymore because I don't like having to try to spin it to get it going and pinch my fingers in there. Yeah. I mean, it served me well. Those are still the original grinding wheels on it, 20 plus years, because I don't use it every single day. And mainly I use it like my mower when I sharpen the blade on my lawnmower. Depending on the project, I made just a steel bar, made an axle and put wheels on for my dust collection cart. So when I cut that, I went to the grinder and just spun the end of around to round over the end of it, make it smooth, slid it on there. When I cut bolts or something down, I'll use the grinder and I'll smooth the end of it down so the nut will go on easier. Things like that. So I don't use it for these high intensity projects or anything because I just don't do that. I'm a woodworker. This isn't a heavily used tool, so personally I wouldn't go and buy a high dollar, big brand name, 5 horsepower bench grinder when I don't need it. There are cases that something like a Harbor Freight brand would be sufficient. Not a big Harbor Freight fan, I don't recommend them, but for certain things, yeah. I mean, I have a toolbox in my car that it has all Harbor Freight tools, so if I have to work on something out on the road, something happens, breakdown, or I see somebody to help them out, and I lose a wrench or forget it there, I'm not going to stress over it because it's cheap. And I have found Mac tool and a couple of snap-on ratchets on the ground that somebody was probably working on something and forgot it there, and that's big money. I don't keep high dollar stuff like that in my car to work on out there like that. So if I lose a wrench, lose a socket, I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. That stays here. So what I am replacing that grinder with is a Hercules grinder from Harbor Freight. I'm going to insert this real quick. This is what happened with the first one. After I had it all set up, got this whole video done, before I went to turn it on, I caught this. Definitely. So let me get all the things mounted on here. Yeah, that kind of sucked. Went through the whole setup, and right before I go to turn it on, I caught that. So I just got back from Harbor Freight, took that one back. They gave me a replacement. Set it up here, and we'll just kind of go over some of the things real quick and some of the highlights that I really liked and what kind of pushed me over the edge to purchase this one particular one from Harbor Freight. So this is the replacement. This is the Hercules grinder. It is the HE0511. Everybody raves about this, so I'm hoping it's going to fit my needs. One big thing I like about this that my old one didn't have, this has a variable speed motor. Goes from 2,000 RPM to 3,400 RPM. It's a 0.9 horsepower, almost double the horsepower I had on my other one. They have definitely nice supports on it. You have your two grind wheels. This is a 36 and a 60 grit wheel. You have your spark shield and the eye safety shields here. Those are pretty good. The other thing that I like about this I don't have on the other one, it comes with an LED light. Now the only thing I can say about this is every time you turn the grinder on, that light comes on. There is no way to turn this on and off separately. There are times I may not necessarily want the light on, but I got no choice. It comes on no matter what. So I'm just saying. But those are the two big deciding factors, the variable speed and the LED light, because there are definitely times I needed the light to see a little bit better what I was doing. Let's take this out of the box, set it on the stand, check the wheels before I do anything, and then we'll go from there. And here it is, all in its glory. So definitely, I gotta check these before I do anything else again. That one's good. They look pretty smooth, but it has a little mark right here. Oh no, that was just packaging, okay. Yeah, looks good. This one's a whole lot better than the other one. Very, very nice. Now, I don't know, and if you guys have had any issues, please put them in the comments below. The more I look at this flex thing for this LED light, the more I'm wondering how long that's going to last. It just, something about it I'm not liking. I mean, it's cool. It's got an LED light. It's just, yeah, I don't know, man. But it should be about like that 90% of the time. I'll just leave it there, so we're good to go. Variable speed, 2,000, 3,400 RPM. You know what? Let's just plug it in, because it takes a long time. Ball bearings, this thing free spins for a very long time. The other one had a little vibration, I think, because it had that big chunk out of here. So let me plug this in. We're just going to turn it on. You see the light come on. You can hear it. I'm going to turn it at the low. Start off at the low. We'll turn it all the way up. And then I'll shut it off, let it go down, and I will just put on the one support and the one safety shield, and that'll be it, just so you guys have an idea. But I think this will fit my need for my little occasions perfectly. I don't need this every day. The other one lasted 20 years, still had the original stones on there. So yeah, I don't use it a lot. So this will be good. And it was, I think I had the coupon, so I think I paid $119 for this. Like 120 bucks out the door. I forget what it was. I had 20 or 30%, I forget. So that was good. That's why I purchased it. I had a good deal on it. I figured that was worth it. $120 for the next, hopefully 20 years, to me is worth it. Let me make sure this is on, off. And the end, just in case they had that safety feature, you can take this pin out so nobody can turn it on and off. Kids can't play with it. But I don't have kids out here, so you put your little safety clip in there and you can turn it on and off. Lowest RPM 2,000, we'll kick it on. And the light will come on, hopefully. Yep. Definitely smoother because the other one had the chunk on. I think it really threw it off balance. The other one would be vibrating right now off of this, so that's good. And it's quiet. I mean, it's really quiet. My mic is right here. So let's turn it up. Look at that. It's not even vibrating off. Really, really smooth. That's halfway up. Three-quarters. All the way. Look at it. I'm not even touching it. Not even vibrating. The other one would be vibrating off because that wheel with that chunk really threw it off balance. So that's good. I'll kick this all the way down and we'll just shut it off. So it works. Very, very smooth and exceptionally quiet. So we'll let this thing run down. I'm going to unplug it and I'll show you real quickly just setting up the one side. Now you got two brackets and these are for your supports. And I know you can't see it on there, but if you look on here, there's looks like a Roman numeral 1 and a Roman numeral 2 on this. Now this little area here, that's where your support goes onto. It's kind of like serrated edges around here. So the other one has the same thing on the inside, your support. So that covers this and it locks it on. So you can have adjustment. So this one goes on the inside because you want this serrated little out thing here pointing towards the inside. So it's going to mount on like that. Now see, you got the little serrated edges inside there and you have them on in here too. So it's inset, so that fits in there like that and it locks it. So you have to unloosen it with your thumb screw and then you can tilt it to adjust it. So that goes in like that. If this was on the other side, it wouldn't work. And just with the other one that comes with it, you put that on there, you see it's not in the right area. It's got to be flipped around, set on like this, so that goes on the other side. So that's pretty cool. You really can't make a mistake. It only goes on one way. In the directions, it says take the bolt and a flat washer. And you put that through the bracket and bolt it. Problem is, grinding on it, a little bit of vibration, that's going to work itself loose. It doesn't say nothing about a lock washer. So I suggest use the lock washer. Put the lock washer on first, then the flat washer, then you put it on. And I think these are 13 mil because I got a 1/2-inch wrench that I use to take out screws that I had my other one in, and it fits. So get the bolt, lock washer, flat washer, and put it on the other side here. Find out where that little, there it is. It fits on it, but it's a little tight. I think these are 13 mil. There. Don't want to tighten them too much yet because I want to get the other thing on. So now we're going to get the support, which locks on here. And what you're going to do, again, says your thumb screw and a flat washer, but they come with a lock washer. So you want the lock washer on first, then the flat washer. I don't know if you can see that in there. Yeah, I got lock washer, flat washer. Then set this on here. Oops, don't fall. There it goes. There. I want mine pretty level. That's good right there. And you want about a 1/16 clearance. I personally will put it very close. I'll almost touch it and back it off just a little bit. And I spin this. It's not hitting, so that's exactly where I want it. That's nice right there. So I'm maybe a 32nd. I actually put mine close. So I'm going to tighten that up there. You just want to snug them down nice tight. So that's good right there. I can tighten that down. Doesn't rub it off. Perfect. That's how you do that. Again, 13 mil. I have a 1/2-inch wrench, but I would say these are 13, and then this is just a thumb screw. So all I have to do is unloosen that, and I can tilt that at an angle, but then I'd have to readjust these or bring it in. 90% of the time, mine stays right there. and I'm good to go. Perfect. That's nice. That's actually really nice. I am impressed for what it is. And we get the bracket for the spark guard and your safety shield here. These are this is actually a 5/16 bolt to hold that on. And it already has your lock washer, flat washer on it. And they're not coming off, they're pretty tight on there. But just double check, make sure they're on there. And that's pretty much the same. You put it on here, it's gonna be out. You want this turned in because you want this down here. That's your spark guard to help sparks flying out at you. And then you put the shield over here on top of that. That protects anything that may fly up and hit you in the face. So we'll go here. See, that's why I wish this light would turn on actually. I could turn it on and look and I could see this a little bit better. Let's see, where is it at, right? I can't see in there. There it is. Okay, there's that one. Got me another screw. And again, I make sure, yep, they're on there. Just in case it may have fallen off or something. You just never know. If they don't screw in by fingertip, then you probably have them cross-thread. Do not try to force it in there. You wanted the 16th, so I'm going to tighten that up. I'm going to raise it up just a little bit off of that. Good. Just make sure it don't touch. You don't want it to grind on there. If possible. No, 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 no. That's good, nice and snug. Again, that's a 5/16 bolt. It's just what fit. It's probably metric, but I got all this to fit. Make sure that nothing touches. You're good to go. Okay. So you put the bolt in behind. It's got the square on there. So in this case, you want to put the flat washer on, then your lock washer on, then your wing nut, your thumb nut, what do you want to call these? There. So you can just raise that up. I'll keep it in about right there for now. Cool. Now we'll do whatever. I mean, all I have to do is loosen it, and I can extend it out, bring it down however I want. Whatever suits my need. I said I'll put it about right there. If I'm looking up, that should be good right there. And that's it. That's how you set it up. I'll do the other side and we'll finish this video up. There we have it all set up once again. Now the only thing that I'm going to have to do, because this base, these slots aren't configured where it'll match the holes for this to mount in. Let's see, right here is the slot and right there is the hole. So I'm about at least 3/4 inch difference, because the slots go like this and there's nothing here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get this on here pretty square, pretty even all the way around. I'll mark those holes. I can just lift this off, drill them out, put it back on, and put bolts through. That's the only other thing I have to do. So let me plug this in. We're going to turn it on because nothing's touching. But let's turn it on and make sure nothing touches. And I got it to the very lowest RPM, which is 2,000 RPM. Let me plug that in again. And we're just going to make sure everything works. Look at that, no vibration. The other one almost vibrated off because that wheel. What a huge difference. I like this, I actually like this. Okay, says I go up higher. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to readjust this side a little bit. I got it just off a little bit. But that's good. I mean, it works. So a little fine adjustment and we're good to go. Yeah, little quirky things, but it works fine. Little fine adjustment, just the shields and the guards and everything, so it doesn't hit the wheel. It all works. It's just weird. It's top speed, it's got a little vibration out of the shields here. It's Maybe just as the way it is, I don't know. But overall, I think I'm pretty impressed with this. For what I'm going to use it for the occasional use, this is by far a good deal for me. You don't always have to get the top brand name, especially for something that you're not going to use daily. Occasional use like this, I think this is a great little grinder. I'm very, very impressed. So who knows, maybe my thoughts have changed a little bit on Harbor Freight. So we'll see. Again, time will tell. And if you have this, how many years have you had it and how often do you use it? Is it still holding up? Any issues at all? I'd like to hear them, and we would all like to hear them. So put your comments in the comment section below. I'd love to get a little more input on this. So I think we are done with this video. Make sure you subscribe, have that notification bell clicked so you're notified when my next video comes out. We're going to be building not really a vanity cabinet. It's kind of like a bench cabinet. It's going to be built for Mexico, and I'll go in more detail of why I'm doing what I'm doing to that floor down there. So make sure you have that notification bell rung, so when that comes out, you can check that out. Might even give you some ideas for a different style of cabinet instead of your traditional cabinet, more of a bench style cabinet for your bathroom. You can also do a shelf on the bottom, but because of where it's going, I'm not going to do that. But there are many, many possibilities with this design. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed. Take back your shot. Build it for your sanity. We will see you next video.